Kim Jong-un met with Moscow's defense minister Sergei Shoigu on Saturday as the North Korean leader continued his trip to Russia's Far East. Shoigu gave Kim an up-close look at advanced Russian weapons, including a hypersonic missile system. The visit has sparked Western concerns about an arms alliance that could fuel President Vladimir Putin's war in Ukraine. North Korea's leader also inspected a frigate of the Russian Pacific Fleet moored in Vladivostok. On Wednesday, President Putin met the North Korean leader at the Vostochny Cosmodrome, nearly 8,000 kilometers east of Moscow. Experts fear North Korea could potentially seek Russian technologies to advance Kim's nuclear and other military programs in exchange for providing Russia with much-needed munitions.
Okay, Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutation, you I came out that I push this word in truth and in sincerity. Hey, that assembly of great nations, pursuant to Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9, that prophecy is coming to pass. Because now you have the alliance of Russia, China, Iran, North Korea. These are major nations that has been spoken about in Ezekiel the 37th chapter. That's going to come up against America and its allies. You see, what's being formed right now is that assembly of great nations. And not too long ago, the Russian president, Vladimir Putin, gave the North Korean president, Kim Jong-un, an advanced ICBM nuclear missile, and they test fired it. They test fired it, and it's able to reach Japan, South Korea, and they said it's capable of hitting the United States. So now he's making he visited the defense minister of Russia, and he also met up with Vladimir Putin, and they're exchanging, whatever they're exchanging. But basically, we know is to help further Kim Jong-un's nuclear ambitions, and also in exchange for that, he will give Russia much needed help on the battlefield with weaponry, mainly probably bullets and missiles and stuff. But here you got the hypocrisy of the American government. Now you got Poland, you got France, you have Germany, all these different European nations sending weaponry and advanced missile systems, F-16 fighter jets over to Ukraine. But as soon as Russia get help from China or North Korea, the West looking at it as, oh, you can't do that. But you're supplying these Ukrainians with all kind of weaponry. Do you see the hypocrisy of these devils? You got devils fighting devils. And that's prophecy. Because Russia's going to be the bear. It's going to be the one that destroy America. So I got a few scriptures, because we see what's happening. The military alliances, the economic alliance with Russia and these different nations such as China, North Korea, Iran, Libya. And you got to understand something. In all these different African nations, that flood that happened in Libya, it could have been HARP. Ultimately, it was the Mossad. But it could have been HARP because of the military alliance and the deals that's going down with Russia and these different nations. And them wanting to join the BRICS. So I got a few scriptures. Abarat Zayu Akimat to be edified. Salakia for the rant. But we live in some exciting times. Because all these missile systems and all these missiles, the advanced missiles, ICBMs, supersonic missiles, ICBM hypersonic missiles, and regular conventional intercontinental ballistic missiles are being shared between these different nations. Nuclear technology. So we know this war is going to be a war fueled by fire. So this is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5, and it reads, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise." Because back in the ancient world, when armies met up to settle their differences, or when they were trying to conquer a different nation, it was either hand-to-hand combat. You saw the man, you looked him in his eyes before you killed him, before he killed you. Limbs being chopped off, heads being chopped off, men screaming, the battle cry of war, which was much more manlier than what they doing today. Because you could be sitting in the office and press a button and launch off and watch videos of drone strikes killing people, but you in the safety of your office while you commit all these different murders. But back then, you had to be in combat. So it was back in Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled with blood," because you're getting blood splashed on you, limbs are being flying this way, limbs flying that way, guts is being spilled out on the battlefield. It was very bloody and very horrific. It says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." For this shall be with burning and fuels of fire, because within them nuclear warheads is nothing but pure fire, man. Pure fire, and it's going to destroy. It's going to destroy, and America, right along with Israel, and it's going to be missiles being shot off from the north to the west, and from the east to the west. It's going to be missiles being shot off, and that's why I tell you in Isaiah, the 24th chapter, the 19th verse, the earth is going to roll to and fro like a drunkard from all these missiles that are being shot off back and forth. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 1. And we are warning the people out there, by they taking heed, only the elect is going to take heed to the message that's being sent. Because we are ambassadors of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, and we are warning the people. But only the elect is going to get this and come back into the fold and serve Yahweh Yahweh Shai in truth and in sincerity, and be delivered from this destruction. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 1. "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain." And that's what we are doing. Week in and week out, we go out there in the highways and the byways, in season, out of season. Now we're approaching the out of season months, but we still gonna go out there. We still gonna go out there and do what we have to do. And we put multiple videos up throughout the week. So there's no excuse for you people out there, because if you don't watch YouTube, you got Rumble, Odyssey, TikTok. You go on TikTok now, you got brothers posting scriptures on TikTok, putting up clips on TikTok, man. So there's no excuse. So that alarm is being pushed out there for you people to wake up. It says, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion." We blowing that trumpet. Was putting up these videos on different social media outlets. It says, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm on my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand." And we see what's happening. The Lord is, like I said earlier, the Lord is assembling that assembly of great nations, pursuant to Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9, to come up against America and its allies. And what's going to happen is America's going to do something, whereas his own allies are going to turn against him, such as France, Great Britain, and Germany. Germany already has grounds to that Nord Stream pipeline that America blew up. So things is getting thick, And things is getting real interesting right now. So it says, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and is strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. This is not talking about an army of men. It's talking about an army of ICBM, hypersonic, nuclear, supersonic nuclear missiles with the multiple warheads. One ICBM hypersonic missile could carry up to 20 warheads. One warhead is powerful enough to destroy a city. So imagine 20 warheads. Then you got multiple missiles being shot off with multiple warheads. That's what it's talking about. It's not talking about people. It's talking about missiles. It says, a fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burneth. Because what's propelling that missile to shoot fire from behind? And then the fire in the front is the nuclear warheads. It says, a fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The earth, the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Because once the missiles get shot off, there's no turning back. And you got certain parts of Vermont, Nebraska, Wyoming, in America, in the Midwest, and certain parts of lands that is beautiful with vegetation, beautiful with greenery. It's beautiful. But once the missiles hit, it's going to be a desolate wilderness. It says, back in Joel chapter 2, verse 3, a fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as before, the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. Because once the missiles get shot off, and they hit their designated target, because first and foremost, it's going to be spiritually guided by Yahweh Shah and Esau's technology, which is laser guiding. But guess what? The laser guidance system that Esau has been given to him by Yahweh Shah. So ultimately, it's the Lord in charge of everything. So it reads, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. That represents that power. Horse represents power. It says, and as horsemen, so shall they run, like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble. Because once these missiles hit, everything in its path, that beast of destruction, that nuclear wind is going to destroy everything. And then the fire going to come. It's going to be the blast, and then you're going to have that beast of destruction, that besom of destruction, that nuclear wind. That's going to destroy a lot of things in its path before that fire come to devour everything. So it's going to be like a great destruction that's going to come. And it reads, it says, in the back, it says, back in Joel chapter 2, verse 5, like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoured the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Like I said earlier, it's not talking about people, it's talking about missiles in military formation that's being shot off from these different nations, of that assembly of great nations that's coming up against America. That's what it's talking about. They're gonna be in battle array because of the military formation, how these different nations are going to shoot their missiles off. So it reads, it says, before they face, the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the walls like men of war, for they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Because these missiles, once they shot off, that's it. You got certain missiles, nuclear missiles, that can avoid being hit by another missile, by a missile defense system. But even if these missiles get hit by a missile defense system, it's not going to destroy the missile. It's going to bounce off, because these missiles are going to hit their target, and they're not going to miss. It says, neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Yeah, because these missiles, they are, some of them are undetectable. Like these hypersonic missiles, these supersonic missiles. That's Satan II that Russia has. And nothing could stop these missiles from hitting their targets. No missile defense system that the United States have could stop these missiles. No missile defense system that the Israeli government has that could stop any missile that's going to be shot off. You see? It says, they shall run to and fro in the cities, they shall run upon the wall, they shall climb up upon the houses, they shall enter to the windows like a thief. That's talking about everything being destroyed in this path, everything being destroyed. Nothing is going to escape. Buildings are going to be eviscerated. Cars is going to be incinerated. I'm saying everything, every element that's in this world is going to be destroyed. Not the whole world, the world of Esau, Esau's kingdom in America. His empire is going to be destroyed. It says, the earth shall quake before them. It tell you that in Isaiah, the 24th chapter, the 19th verse on down. The earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Because it's going to be that nuclear winter. That the mushroom cloud going to block out the sun and everything. That's how powerful these weapons are. It says, and the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, which are the nuclear missiles. That's the Lord's army. And right on with them chariots. With them chariots, when Yahweh shall crack them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance. It says, and the Lord, back in Joel chapter 2, verse 11, and the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Hey, man, that's going to be a horrific day, man. And only the elect is going to be saved out of that. Only the elect is going to be saved out of that, man. You know, and it's that great day that it's talking about. You know, that great day is talking about is Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. The day cometh that shall burn as an oven. What's gonna make the day burn like an oven? Them hypersonic missiles, them supersonic missiles, them ICBM missiles that's gonna be shot off. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be horrific. It's gonna be scary. It's gonna be death and destruction everywhere. It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, Esau is proud, but you got proud ass 2/3 Jakes out there, and even men that's in the truth, they proud. And all the proud, yea. And all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts. That it shall neither leave them root nor branch. Because once Esau, red bitch ass, get taken out of his power seat, he's not going to come back at the power and build up his empire again and spread more wickedness. No. After 1,000 years of slavery, you're going to be rounded up in Obadiah 1 and 18. You're not going to come back into power. You're not going to come back and set up another wicked-ass empire and rule. Nah, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. You know? It's going to leave them neither root nor branch. Why? Because the Lord's going to destroy them and punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high. And sever our continuing employment, pursuant to Ezekiel, the 39th chapter, the 14th verse. And that's going to be the first, that's going to be the task of the first slaves. It's going to be the international bankers, starting with the Rothschilds. This is Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 14. And it reads, It reads, the great day of the Lord, it is near, and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. The mighty man of who? Esau's military and the rest of the militaries from around the world. Because all these nations got mighty men, so-called mighty men in their armies. But this is specifically talking about America. And them gutter rats that call themselves Israelis. It says, back in Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 14, the great day of the Lord, it is near, and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress. You hear that? That day is a day of wrath, the wrath of the Most High Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shah? When Yahweh Shah cracked them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance, at the same time the missiles are hitting. So it says, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet, an alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And that's what's happening. That's what's going to happen. Everything is going to be destroyed. Everything is going to be destroyed. And I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men and they should walk like blind men, not knowing what the hell is going on. No answers to what's happening. No answers to what's happening. Just sheer, utter terror and destruction, and being perplexed like nothing else, and being perplexed, and there's nothing you could do. So it reads, and I will bring distress upon men. They shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be. It's like it says. It's like, and I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. Talking about the Rothschilds, the international bankers, those that like to make deals and sell, and buy people off. You can't buy the Lord off. It says, neither shall their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. It says, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. That speedy riddance is going to come by thermonuclear destruction and concentrated fire from them chariots. You see, danger's heating up, and it's beautiful. I'm loving it. The only ones that scared to death are the 2/3. They want us to stay in this land and be servants under Esau forever, and Esau and the rest of the nations. But to the 1/3 and the elect, the 144,000, we hoping and praying it happens overnight. Hope it happens tomorrow. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Bakak Wadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation, you occupy that puts this word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.